seat, make your whole family mourners. Run with the one you're gonna have to pick your ass up at the corners. Me and my crew will hit you with that right left. If you do this, yeah, cause we're ruthless, yeah, that's some true shit. You don't wanna mess with cheddar and it's can we left your cats in the land spin. Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and stand. Then we're scooping up your dreads. By the way, where I'm from. By the way, is where I'm from. By the way, is where I'm from. See, I'm repping that Madison Place media. My producer Gio likes the way I flow, look at encyclopedia. Whack cats are on me like bad bacteria. That they attracted from a dusty free lunch cafeteria. Central Mass is where I reside, where you can't run and hide. I can verify that we're statewide, leave you horrified cause you're unqualified. I'm just glad I survived. Time for me to put it in the overdrive, leaving these cats petrified, hitting you with the right hook right in your hard drive. We live. All right, what's up, Turtle Riders out there? Let me see how the stream's looking here. Let's see. Okay. Growing audience, we'll get there. I'm a grower, not a shower. Just a reminder, guys, I have shared this live stream link on the Turtleboy Sports Forever Facebook page, as well as the Terrence Colley Facebook page. Philip lasted about 24 hours before he got put back in the hole. Clarence is broken. I don't know what's up with him. Cynthia Marie Sanchez ain't working. So we're on Terrence for now. Whatever. We're alive. We're also on the Turtleboy Sports Forever page. So why don't you go and do me a favor and share that if you haven't already. Let people know we're out here. We're not going anywhere. We got a great show for you tonight. We're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. Nothing's slowing us down. We're ready to do business. So we also have with us tonight North Shore Turtlebabe. How you doing, hon?
I am fantastic. And hello, Turtle Riders. I missed you guys.
They love your voice, you know that. It's very sexy. See, I flirt with everybody, guys. It's not just Jen Duso. See? You heard it here first. All right.
It's true.
It's very true. So here's the deal tonight. Just a reminder, I'd like to take this opportunity. Actually, no, why don't we start with let's do where you repping first. I like to do that first. Get that out of the bag. Let us know in the comments right now where you're watching the live show from tonight. Where are you repping? Go. North Shore's a Fox. They love you. Jeez. Abington's in the house. Jefferson's in the house. Excellent. That makes two of us. Dorchester, let's see, Walpole, Pittsburgh, Avon, New Braintree, Hopkinton, Yarmouthport, Gardner, Arlington, Avon, Auburn, Worcester, Hyde Park, Woonsocket, Nashua, Framingham, Long Island, Westminster, excellent, Lake Winnipesaukee, Lawrence, Tucson, Auburn, another Auburn, West Springfield, Albuquerque, New Mexico 505, Manomet, Southbridge, Burlington, Vermont, Alpine, Texas, Worcester. Let's see. I know, I can't even keep track with the Facebooks there. Cherokee. Medford, Taunton, Guilford, Connecticut, Plymouth, Manch Vegas, another Vermont, two Vermonts, geez. Fall River, West Tisbury. We got some Vineyard in the house. Excellent. Chandler, Arizona. We got two Arizonas. Saugus, West Roxbury, Coleraine to the Membrane. Bristol, Connecticut. Yeah, sure you are. Concord, New Hampshire. Putnam. Corrupt, New Hampshire. Okay. Georgia. Which city? I believe that's Salem. Conway, New Hampshire. Mattapoisett. All right. So, the audience is going. We're looking strong. And I would like to take this opportunity, guys, to remind you to support the Turtle Boy sponsors and advertisers here. And that would be Andrew Porter Contracting in Roofing in Charlton. Folks, the most important asset on your home is your roof. Okay, it literally protects you from the elements. It is the number one thing that you need to take care of when you are both buying and selling a home. I've literally had my first home I went to buy years ago fell through because of the roof. No pun intended. Right? It was a shitty roof. We had to work everything out. It didn't work out. I'm telling you, you want the roof done right. You want it done from professionals. You want it done by people who have great reviews. And that would be our good friends over at Andrew Porter Contracting in Charlton. I would urge you all to go to their Facebook page and give them a like. In doing so, you're automatically entered to win free Boston Red Sox tickets. They give shit away every month, guys. They give a crazy shit. They're very generous people. They do great work. And when you go to their page and you like it, you can see some of the work that they do because you're not just hearing it from me. And I would urge you, if you are in the market for a new roof, give them a call. right? They would really appreciate hearing that. Let them know that Turtle Boy sent you. Okay, we really value them and we appreciate them, and they're doing tremendous work over there. They got 5-star ratings across the board. Google, Angie's List, Home Advisor, you name it. They're an Owens Corning preferred vendor. They are excellent. That is Andrew Porter Contracting, APC Roofing in Charlton. All right. So the link, by the way, is in the comments, or it should be at the top of this for that. All right. So, am I missing anything? We did the read. We did the where you repping.
Yes.
What we
really quick.
Shoot.
Really quick.
Shoot.
Somebody said to adjust my mic. I don't want to be screaming at these guys.
Okay, I just returned.
I need
Okay.
the sultry voice.
Yes, that often happens. So I just turned your mic down. Let me hear you.
Great.
Okay, is that better? Hopefully. Okay. That always happens. That happened last week with Merrimack. I always fuck it up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I don't want to be screaming at everybody tonight. I have some strong opinions on things.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
I'm going to be loud as it is.
And we're going to get to that. We're definitely going to get to that. So the first thing, however, that we are going to discuss, the first thing on the agenda I want to talk about, because we're going to have this girl on that was victimized by this douchebag. That would be the story out of Virginia. This is our first Virginia story. Just a complete shithead, this guy. So, let me pull him up here. His name's Brock something. Brock Terlinger or something. This story was brought to my attention. This is happening a lot now, North Shore. People from around the country, ever since like the Napa story and the Michael Cadena story, they contact us and they're like, they want us to write about their stories, and I'm down for it. I'd like to spread Turtle Boy everywhere. You know what I mean? Like the problems that the things that happen up here in Massachusetts and New England are not unique to this region. Like, so if you live in another part of the country and you have a story that you think fits the Turtle Boy, basically if you have a story from your area in which somebody needs to be exposed for acting like a complete douchebag, send it our way. That we don't, we got hoes in different area codes. We will expose anybody, anywhere, anytime, if they're so deserving. So this douchebag's from Virginia.
I just want to say, Turtle Boy is international. I have a lot of friends in Mexico, and they listen. So if you notice any Mexican YouTube views, those are not because you bought them.
Really?
Those are from me. So you're
Excellent.
welcome.
Well, I'll try not to. I won't say anything about the wall then. No wall. Do they want the wall?
Don't do that. No, actually, you'd be surprised their opinion on the wall.
Yeah,
let's say.
They probably don't care because they weren't planning on sneaking over the border anyway.
Exactly. The people I associate with would do things on the up and up, and actually they want a wall at their southern border. So but that's a whole
they do have a problem with it. Guatemala. That's a story for another day. But
exactly.
Now, do they listen and they speak English? Thank you, Al. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. They learn English and school, like dual. You go to Mexico City, for instance, and everybody speaks English there. It's a very nice metropolitan city. It's not a shithole.
Isn't that lovely? Yes. I believe it. So we also have some England Turtle Riders in the house, and that's fantastic too. I would also like to remind you guys, I do have a freestyle rap planned for tonight, and I'd like to do it, but to unlock it, we got to get to $150 in the super chat. So if we can we're up to 20. That's a good start. If we can get by the end of the night, if we can get up to $150, we're gonna unleash another epic freestyle. So we're up to 30. Thank you, Mr. Grinch. Thank you very much. All right, let's get this party started. All right, so we got this dude here. His name is Brock Tamburini from Virginia. And he what was that?
I said, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, he could not have a more punchable fucking face. Like,
I know. Look at him. Look how angry
he
is.
Look at him. He looks like a Brock.
Wow. Thank you, Suzanne, very much. So now we're up to 70. He's such a Brock. And, he just takes himself seriously with the fucking chin strap. And, god damn, this really is like, I swear to God, posing with, thank you, Steve, posing with fish like this is literally like gang signs, and I'm not kidding. It's gang signs for rural douchebags.
Oh, for sure.
It's like a requirement. Like, if you're white trash from Coleraine, by law, you have to have a picture of yourself holding a fish. This guy's got fucking so many fish, and for some reason, all his pictures, he's like anally raping them. I don't know what that's about. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, look at me fisting this fucking catfish. Like, could there be a more appropriate picture? He's got a catfish. He is a catfish.
I know, he's like literally fisting it. Oh, and thank you to Danielle and Llama Llama for helping us pass the thing. We will have a freestyle later on. Thank you very much. Holding it like a fucking Tommy gun there. Like, what the hell, buddy? Anyway, this dude messages a strange woman just out of the blue because he's in a boxers group, like for dogs. I guess that's a thing. And she writes, I ended up having a pretty disturbed, emotional, and hurtful experience recently. I had someone I don't know message me. He ended up saying, we know each other through boxers. Then he proceeds to tell me that he's going to take his own life today. I asked him why he felt to tell me out of anyone this. And he said, because no one else listens. He said after he took his boys fishing, he planned to hang himself at 5:35 p.m., pretty specific. I already started stalking his Facebook, reaching out to anyone who may be related to him or know him well. I contacted 2 people I could find. I proceeded to ask if he was possibly in the military. He didn't say it first, but then he said yes, but it didn't matter. This goes beyond my experience, so I began to try and reach out to ex-Marines I know who could possibly help this man. He gave me a timeline to do the unthinkable, blah, blah, blah. So this goes on, and basically at the end, he's just like, he basically says to her, ha ha, bitch, fooled ya. That's what you get for thinking that I want to fuck you. I mean, that was literally what he did. And he's like, I wasn't really going to kill myself, bitch. I could fuck any bitch I want. Like, complete douchebag move. She kept all the receipts, posted them. We're going to call her right now on Facebook. I'm going to give this girl a call. She's from Oklahoma. So this is our first Oklahoma chick we're ever going to have on here. And I'm going to message her.
I just want to say, like, dog people are the most kind-hearted, compassionate people ever. And he's preying upon these people on purpose.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Thank you, Ida. And thank you, Dragonflies are the best. I'm going to call. Let's call her right on my phone. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello, Laura?
Yes.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the live show. You're our first guest ever from Oklahoma.
Well, I'm happy to be one.
You're the first person I've ever talked to from Oklahoma. Can I ask you?
Well,
how'd you find Turtle
you're
Boy?
welcome.
How'd you find Turtle Boy in the first place?
It was my friend Michael, who lives in Massachusetts, and he's kind of like a brother I never had. So when I made that post, he told me to reach out to you.
Yeah.
And he said a couple times, like, you need to reach out. You need to do this. This is the kind of thing he likes to do.
Word is spreading.
I'm sorry?
No, what were you saying? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, it's okay. This isn't something I would ever try and broadcast about anyways, but he was so adamant about it, and I thought, and it wasn't until my other girlfriend said, hey, he's done this before to me, so I thought, all right, I'm going to go reach out to him, and whether it attracts your attention or not, at least I attempted, and it did. Apparently, it did capture your attention, I'm glad I did.
Well, I like stories like this to just expose people who are clearly not just like one-time guys, like with the fact that other women, they've had this happen to. And I read the whole conversation, and it was very clear that he just took like a sick pleasure.
Very sick and twisted turn.
Right, in messing with you. Because I read your thing. I would not have done what you have done, because you're a nicer person than I would have told him, I know this girl, Michelle Carter, up here. She's very good at talking people into suicide. Maybe I would have directed him towards her. But you were very nice. He's a complete stranger, and I'm going through this, and you're like literally trying to, like, he tells you the exact time that the fact that he mentioned his kids, that was disturbing too.
Exceptionally, yes.
Yeah, because he's
when he said, if you can find the significance of this time, he was always going to grant me, more time or not going to do it. And I looked at my dad and I was like, I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
Yeah.
This just doesn't seem real. And it wasn't real, but I was going to still, take it seriously. Why wouldn't I? And
this guy was a complete stranger, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah. And he says, he was convinced, like, he's like, I'm on a strict timeline. He told you that he doesn't have friends or family that he can talk to. And it said in your post that you literally went through his friends list to try to contact people that he knew. I tried. I looked on his profile picture, and one of the people that commented, I guess, was an aunt of his. I reached out to her. I never heard back from her. Mm-hmm. I did hear back from one person, and she was a friend of his.
but she didn't really know him.
Mhm.
And she did respond to me, and she just said, I don't know him that well, but I'm so sorry he did that to you. She said, I'm completely shocked about it.
And we heard this voice. He left this voicemail. Let me see if I can play this voicemail. The voicemail is so fucked up. Do I have it? I have it on here, I think. Right?
Extremely.
Yeah. I'm gonna play it real quick so people listening can hear it. Let's see. Let's see. Loading. Here we go.
I'm really just trying to waste some of your fucking time since you assumed that I want your goddamn pants just because I said hey. You know, it's fucking whores like you that goddamn ruined the fucking universe. I try to get along with everyone, but lately it seems you can't even say hello to any of these fucking girls, or they think you're trying to get in their fucking pants, ruin your relationship, tell your girls some bullshit over some shit you didn't do, and, you know, it's just bullshit. Jesus calls us to fellowship.
Jesus.
How are you supposed to fellowship when every time you say hello to somebody, they think you want their fucking pants? I don't know. Maybe the lesson learned is you should take your ego and fucking hang it up on the shelf and walk away from it.
Like,
because you're not that great looking either with them bags under your eyes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, that high maintenance fucking smile. You ain't shit.
You ain't shit.
I'll fuck a girl like you, take her fucking clothes and kick her out so she can walk home naked.
Oh, yeah. I remember when Jesus did that. What is this guy talking? I can't believe he mentioned Jesus. So this is freaking insane that he would even leave a voicemail like that. It seems like, what did you do to this guy that he fucking hates you like this? You're a complete stranger.
Yeah, he tried to say I reached out to him first, and I honestly have no reason to. We're not even friends on Facebook. He was adamant that I did.
You did not.
And I think the only...
I can see the chat.
Sorry?
I can see the chat conversation. He messaged first, so the receipts don't lie.
Well, that's what I had, and he said you said hey first, so I sent him the screenshot I had, but he said you said hey first, and that's why I reached out to you. So honestly, I was being nice, and I said, oh well, if I did, maybe it's because you sent me one of those waves or something.
Yeah.
So I just said hey back, and I said no, I wasn't reaching out trying to hit on you or anything. I was trying to be as nice and genuine as I could.
Yeah, totally.
And
I saw that.
Even that I was being honest and genuine, it pissed him off that I guess I wasn't attracted to him.
But like, you didn't ever suggest like your relation. Like, he never asked you out. He never like.
No.
Like, so you didn't even like. It was almost like he preempted a rejection and assumed that you were going to reject him, even though you live like 2,000 miles away from him anyway. So it doesn't even matter. Like, what are you going to go to the prom with him? Like, and then he decided, I'm just going to just be awful to this chick who's literally who showed me that she will try to save my life even though I'm a complete stranger. And I'm just going to let her know that I think she is scum, that she is this terrible person.
I'm scum between his toes.
Like,
yeah.
I think my personal opinion, and North Shore Turtlebabe, are you with us?
I am
here.
Yeah.
So I have another woman with us here. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
What do you think motivated him, North Shore?
So, as I said earlier, hi Laura, just to catch you up really quick, I was saying how dog people are literally the most kind and compassionate people you can come across, if not maybe a little loony sometimes. And the fact that he said he knows you through a group for boxer dogs suggests to me that maybe you were targeted. If he is in this group and he's watching you interact with other people and your demeanor and all this stuff, he's clearly sick and sadistic. And just from listening to you speak and your demeanor here, it seems like you're a very kind, genuine, just a general overall nice person who would go out of her way for a stranger, as you've already demonstrated, you know? So there is something wrong in this guy's mind, whether he's a narcissist and needed to feed his ego, needed the attention, or whatever it was.
I think that's it.
I think you were targeted from your behavior in the group and how nice you were.
Right.
And it's sick, and I can't give an explanation beyond that, but I don't don't think this was random. I
Yeah.
think it was.
I think he looked
he
at-
just
yeah.
zeroed in on you.
So I've seen Laura's a pretty blonde woman, and I think that he looked at you, and I think he saw that. Like if you were a big fat chick, I don't think you would have done this. I think he saw you. I think you reminded him of somebody from his past who has rejected him before. That's what I think.
It's yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I'm sure rejection is a regular part of Brock's life, unfortunately for him. But
yes.
the weirdest
and he
part.
probably has a tiny penis.
More than likely, yes. But the funny part about that is he's actually got a girlfriend. So he's like messaging these random women and be like, I don't want to fuck you. I got a girl. Jesus told I could fuck you though. That's what he said at the end. Like I could.
Yeah, he's gonna take my clothes and let me walk home naked. Apparently.
Oh God. Because he's such a man. He's such a winner. Now, as we write this blog, and all of a sudden, within like 10 minutes, Brock is no longer on Facebook.
Yeah, he's no longer.
Has he come back at all? I haven't checked up on him.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't check up on that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did the same thing to my girlfriend, who also has boxers, I guess.
Really?
And he was saying, "Hey," like he did to me, and she ignored him, and he just went, "Oh, you're a stuck-up bitch." He started calling her all these names, and she contacted me. She went, "I wish I would have kept it, but of course I just deleted and blocked him."
Yeah.
But yeah, so that just told me, okay, this is a habit of his.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Now, forever, his name will be like when people Google him, these links will come up, and sucks to be him.
Have you mentioned anything that I sent you?
Oh, the racist stuff?
Yes.
No, I haven't done a follow up. We could do that. So, a couple Turtle Riders, I think, messaged him, and he went like full racist, like just dropping N bombs, right?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, on a black veteran who said, "You want to talk that way to a girl? Come talk to me like that, tough guy." And then he went off on that guy.
Really? No shit, huh?
Of course.
And, yeah, you just literally. I saw the text. I was meaning to do a follow up on it, but he called him the N word a bunch of times, just like because in case he couldn't get more unlikable, he's like, I just had that racist on top of that, Like,
Yeah.
I'm already just like the poster child for douchebag, sexist, assholes who think they're entitled to women, but I'm also a racist too. So let's not forget that.
Yeah, let's.
He's
He
the
already
epitome
knows about
of like
your article. He already
backwoods
knows this, but
southern
let's take it to another
country
level.
boy.
Like when I heard his voice, I'm like, this is exactly what I would imagine some backwoods dude from Virginia sounds like.
And here's the
Yeah.
thing, I was so scared to listen to his voice message because I still believed what he was telling me was true.
Oh.
And I already went through this once before. Someone kind of gave me a suicide note before. So I was so scared to listen to, like, I guess you'd say his final words. And
Yeah.
I was on the phone with somebody trying to get a hold of my brother-in-law, who is an ex-Marine and has gone through some stuff. And then he sent me the voice clip. And I looked at my phone and saw it, and I just started crying. I said, "Oh my God, he sent me this voice clip. I don't want to hear it." But I knew I needed to in case he needed more help.
Yeah, totally.
And there you go.
But
and then you hear that.
Yeah. Can I ask you something? Has this deterred you in the future? Like if somebody to be hesitant to help people or no?
No, I'll always be there.
Well, I'm glad to hear. Because don't let one asshole like this.
Always.
Because you're a good Oklahoma girl.
Well, I'm still a Cali girl.
Oh,
but yes, I'm from I now live in Oklahoma, but
You don't sound like a Cali girl.
I'm sorry,
You don't sound like a Cali girl. You sound like an Oklahoma girl.
Well, that's okay. I don't mind.
Hmm.
But I've had a tough year. I went through a lot of stuff just in the last year. I lost my mom 2 months ago to cancer, and I've gone through a lot. But even though I went through a lot of heartache, it's still not going to deter me from helping people.
Well, God bless
even
you.
people like, thank you. But still, I could tell something's wrong with him. Maybe he had a horrible upbringing, whatever. I'm still gonna pray for him. I'm still gonna just.
You are
there's something behind it.
You Midwestern people, you're a lot nicer than we are in New England. We're not like that up here at all. We're not like that.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, we're not like that. I don't know anybody that thinks like that. To be perfectly honest. Good for you.
But that's what gives me peace, is knowing I did what I could.
Yeah, you did.
I have no regret.
Yeah.
and that's okay. And I even said I think one of the last messages I said to him, I said, hey, even with every nasty thing you said to me, if you truly need someone, I'm here.
Oh, well, that's great. I think we need more people like you.
Yes, we do.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Laura, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, and keep in touch, and I hope we have a new turtle rider for a while now in Oklahoma.
Always.
All right. Have a good night.
Do your follow-up, sir.
Absolutely. I promise I will now. Definitely now. All right. Good
All
night.
right, thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi.
Man, people are so nice who aren't you. Sometimes you forget, like living in New England, how other people in the country are. I have like family in Indiana, and they're so freaking different. like when I talk to them, it's literally like culture shock. Just the way we look at life.
Seriously.
Yeah, like we're really douchebags.
She's just so kind.
Yeah, like we have probably in New England the highest concentration of people who are going to hell in the world. I'm guessing, if you believe in that sort of, if you believe in that kind of stuff.
I am. True, but I don't know. She gives me hope for this country.
Very
honestly,
much so. Yeah, I mean, imagine having somebody do that to you, and you're still like, "I'll be here for you." Like that's fucking powerful shit, you know. But
yeah, and I'm like a one and done type of person. You fuck me over once, that's it. I'm not thinking about like anybody else. Once bitten, twice shy. Fuck that shit.
Exactly. All right, let's go on to the next topic, and that is these taunting taco stuffers. More scamming mommy group crap. Oh God, these pages. Remember South Shore's article a few years ago about the moms of the South Shore?
Moms of the South Shore.
that
Of
blog.
course I do. That was one of our biggest, most important local blogs.
Yeah, she did a great job in that, and she like literally nuked that group. It ceased to exist after that. That woman that was like, using everyone in the group to just give her free shit all the time.
Go to Disney.
Yeah, it's like literally all you're doing is monitoring a Facebook group. That's like you're not producing anything. You're just hosting content on space that someone else owns. But whatever. Apparently there's new groups popping up, though. You can never keep these mommy groups down. And are you in any mommy groups?
Oh, absolutely. Of course I am. But only for the drama and the story leads. Like,
yes,
that's it.
They are havens for drama and story leads. You put that many women in one place at the same time, shit's going to happen.
Oh, for sure. And, some of them even know now. There's one that we go to all the time, and I'm not going to out the name of the group because I'll out the admin, and but she has been instrumental in giving us some of these people too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah,
it's like because these groups, cool. They're fine groups. It's a nice idea on paper, and I'm sure it does a lot of good for people. However, they are like literally magnets for ratchets that looking to scam people. Magnets, because there's women in there, and you just heard that phone call, nice girl there, like. Men don't think the same way women do. Men are much more skeptical and not as kind and compassionate, whereas women tend to be more compassionate, and thus these groups, people prey on that, And
for sure.
Yeah,
and the thought of somebody's child going without a meal and somebody going to bed hungry,
yes.
If that doesn't tug on your fucking heartstrings as a mom, because as a mom, it's like ingrained in you that you want to feed everybody. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So if you have some extra, dry goods in your cabinet or your pantry or whatever, fuck it. You don't want anybody to go hungry. Like, give them the minute rice and the beans and, pat yourself on the back.
Exactly. And that's exactly what this woman, all of a sudden in one day, decided to spam the shit out of every single group. And so this is what somebody posted on South Shore Moms group. She said, "Heads up, mamas." Oh, God. Why do we have to call each other mamas? Can we stop it?
I hate it.
Can we ban that forever? Like, you sound like Elizabeth Warren, guys. Stop mamas. Just moms will do. Moms will do. Heads up, mamas, for the ones that were helping another mother in need. Out of the goodness of her hearts, she posted about needing food for her boyfriend, and her 2-year-old. I dropped off a ton of groceries, including a $30 Cumberland Farms gift card for gas, and she mentioned she didn't even have enough gas to meet any of us. When I got there, magically neither her nor her boyfriend could come out to collect the items that she told me they would, and he was watching me out the window with it opened. I got a very weird feeling, and they told me to leave the groceries on the front steps via text message. I spoke with another mother, and she said the same experience. I really hope that this was just a misunderstanding and not a scam. Just a heads up, if you're going to be helping her. Edit, after I posted this, it's been very clear that this person has been doing this for many years and continues to scam people. It's unfortunate, but stuff like this makes it harder for other people. So, that's where this chick comes in. Her name, I don't know if this is a real name, Jessica Marie Chu. Is that like a Facebook name or a real name, you think?
I don't know. I mean, Chu is a very,
Asian.
usually it's not spelled that way.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look Asian.
No.
So I don't know, but then again, it seems like too random to not be a real last name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. Anyway, thank you very much, KB All Day. Appreciate that. There she is right there, and everybody else who's donated. Thank you. If you donated during the interview, I missed it, so thank you very much. So this is what she asks. Jessica Marie Chu says, I really hate to ask, but I'm at a loss until I can get the food bank. But that's not until Wednesday evening. If there's anyone who would be so kind and able to donate a few food items, I'd be so grateful. We are down on our luck, even though my boyfriend has been looking for more and more jobs daily. I have a 2-year-old and my mother, who is disabled, living with us. We do not get any state assistance whatsoever. I'm located in Taunton, and we do have a vehicle, but don't even have gas. It's just so embarrassing to ask, but like I said, I just worried. My girl needs milk, juice, snacks. We have some meat, thankfully, but the odds and ends are what we need. Please let me know if anyone in my area would be willing to help. Thank you so much. Again, hate to even ask. She posted that in like 5 different groups. So let's start from the top and find out all the lies here. So first, what stands out to you the most with that? That seems odd.
The no assistance thing, and the boyfriend not able to find any job. I am sorry. Get your ass to fucking labor ready. You get paid every day. Sorry.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That does not fly with me.
It's literally like the healthiest economy in American history. You can get a job, dude. I'm sorry. You can get a freaking job
Dude,
somewhere.
Amazon cannot hire people fast enough.
Seriously?
So please, tell me another one.
I mean, Monster.
And Amazon hires...
There's a million
Amazon
resources.
hires anybody. Have you... you live in, like, Holden. I live, in an urban area.
Yes, I live in the woods.
But the Uber drivers around here, they come in these unmarked, rented white vans now, and they're bumping fucking gangster rap, trap music. Like, you can hear them coming down the street. The fucking doors rattling and shit. Like, they'll come, throw your package in the bushes and take off. Like, they'll hire anybody with a fucking pulse.
The Amazon drivers, me. Okay. So they're like Ratchet, the Amazon drivers?
Oh, yeah, big time.
Interesting.
Big time.
I definitely do see a lot of Amazon trucks around now. But the bottom line is, it's really easy to get a job. So I don't even want to hear about your able-bodied freaking boyfriend, right, who willingly has impregnated you twice, and you live with your mother for... Okay, let's talk about the mother. That's obvious. I completely agree with you. The fact that you say we don't get any assistance. If you have a disabled mother living with you and you're an unemployed woman with an unemployed boyfriend and 2 crotch fruits in tow, and you're telling me you don't collect a dime in assistance, you are lying. It's just, there's no other way. Or else you'd be dead.
That. It is the ratchet way. If you have somebody disabled at home, they collect their disability check, and then you go to the state and get certified as their caregiver, and you fucking double dip, and you get a check for being a caretaker, just sticking them in a room in a hospital bed and ignoring them.
You know who did that?
What I mean?
Hadassah Rose did that. She has that woman living with her that she takes like $800 from Social Security every month, pays her friggin' mortgage. It's literally like...
But like I said, the government will actually pay you to be a caregiver for that person, so she does not have to work.
Yeah. It's just like, the whole thing, it doesn't make any sense. So she goes on to say, first of all, the first lie she tells is the first one. I really hate to ask. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you did it like 10 times, and you've done it several times in the past too. I'm at a loss until I get to the food bank. Until I can get to the food bank. Why can't you go today? She's like, I can't get there until Wednesday evening. Get your ass to the food bank. You're starving. I'm sorry. Like, animals in the wild, when they're hungry, you know what they do? They go out and they find food. If you're hungry, go get you some food. You don't go on freaking Facebook. If that's your solution, it's like, I'm going to go on Facebook and ask strangers to deliver food to my house, right? then you deserve to starve to death. I'm sorry. Facts. Darwinism. But
This is like the ratchet Amazon Fresh.
what's Amazon Fresh?
Oh, you guys don't have that in Holden.
No,
Amazon
we don't have
delivers your
anything here.
groceries now.
It's groceries? They deliver groceries to you? Like Peapod?
Yeah, they go to Whole Foods. Sorry, I have a Whole Foods in my town.
Of course you
So
do.
Amazon Fresh will go to.
Yes.
They'll go to Whole Foods. They go grocery shopping for you.
Yes.
And they deliver it to your house. Your eggs are wrapped up in cardboard, so not even your eggs break. Like, it's the most beautiful thing ever. And it comes like 3 or 4 hours later. It's like Peapod.
How much does that
but
cost?
better.
What's the fee?
It's included in Prime. Free delivery over $35. I am spoiled as fuck.
Wait a minute. Amazon delivers your groceries? Like
Not always. No, like today I went to Stop and Shop. Like, I braved it. I threw on my best pajama pants and I did it. But whenever I'm feeling
You guys don't have a
like I
market
don't want to
basket?
go out and deal with the ratchetry that comes along, with the grocery store.
Yeah.
Or if I'm sick, like I had the flu like a month ago.
Yeah.
I did Fresh so the crotch fruits could eat. I had
Yes.
to
It's good to
get all the organic ramen and shit.
organic ramen. I tell you, what we do at the Walmart, it's changed my life. The freaking curbside pickup. I didn't know you could do this. We started doing this a couple months ago. Every Sunday we just go online and we freaking order all our groceries, and then Monday I just go and pick it up around 5:00. It's like the easiest thing. We never go grocery shopping anymore. It's fantastic.
I know.
How come everybody
It's
doesn't
beautiful.
do that?
It's a beautiful thing, especially with the crotch fruits. You don't have one like they grab a
it's the worst.
lollipop off the shelf. It's in the other
I know,
one hair.
tell
Like
me about
somebody
it.
is lost in a clothing rack, and the other one's in the fucking the fridge, like the milk cooler. Like you don't have to worry about any of that, or
Is that
getting coronavirus from the fucking shopping cart.
I know, right?
Like it's great.
Yeah, Walmart seems to be like a breeding ground for coronavirus, I would assume. But
Yeah.
is that what I have to look
Actually, no.
forward to?
It's actually like the upper scale places, like the Marriott. They just had in Boston. They sent 60 people from this high class hotel down to Brigham and Women's to get tested for coronavirus. You got them fucking fucks there from Biogen. These brilliant, fucking nose pickers, shaking hand like boogie hands and stuff. And now you got 3 people from Biogen that are infected. You got the doctor in New Hampshire who's like, I'm gonna have like my own chickenpox coronavirus party with 100 of my closest, fucking
you're following
nerdy
this a lot more than I am.
here.
You're like really, you know a lot
Sorry,
about.
this really gets me fired up. I'm mad because I can't find fucking hand sanitizer or rubbing alcohol. Everybody has depleted the stock. Rubbing alcohol is $70 for a 3-pack on Amazon. You people have lost your fucking mind.
Really?
Stop.
It's that bad,
That's
huh?
it, yeah.
Wow.
It's that bad, yeah.
I haven't thought about coronavirus once. I see it in the news, I just ignore it. Because I'm like, I just figure it's like global warming or all these other things that were supposed to kill us. And the media has conditioned
really
me
bad
to not.
I know you don't really go out much, but now they even have it on the highway signs, like on 93 and stuff. Like it's on the big billboards, like that they can change.
Yeah. I go out sometimes. You'd be surprised.
I know. Every Thursday you have your little jaunt to the real world, and then you go back to the woods.
I know, that's my one trip. I'm going on a field trip to Attleboro this weekend on Tuesday, so I go to places sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
So anyway, this whole story seems very odd. Also, I love the line about, we're down on our luck. Whenever somebody says that, that means they've been down on their luck for a long time. And, they mentioned the crotch fruits as like bait and that they're hungry. This whole idea of asking for food in general seemed odd. Like, because that to me, it's like you can't scam someone with food. So what's the scam? You just want food? What are you going to resell?
I mean, I guess. I don't really know. I mean, the Cumbies gift card for gas, but I mean, it's only $30. That's only going to buy, 2.5 packs of Newports. That's not a lot,
The fact that she's like, I have a car, but no gas. It's like, bitch, you can't put fucking $5 worth of gas in it? Are you kidding me? Like, you're that destitute?
Seriously, go on the couch cushions. Like, come on. And gas is actually not that expensive right now, and I'm pretty sure it runs on regular. Like, get it together. Let's go.
So this goes on and on. Some people in there were like asking her questions, like, do you have PayPal? They start sending her money. That seemed very odd. And then she's got this boyfriend, Nathan Bassett, who is like, it's like, first of all, to me, if that was my girlfriend, I would feel so emasculated because it's like I can't, like, that's embarrassing to be like I can't.
He can't provide for his family.
Right. It's like my girlfriend has reduced herself to begging online for strangers to feed us, and me included. And because I can't maintain my household. I actually heard from this guy's sister who messaged me very upset. Not like at us, but like with her brother. She's like, what the fuck? She's like, I had no idea.
You know, I mean, what if this is like a family affair? They're like, oh, guys, like it's time to go grocery shopping, and then they log on to all the mommy groups and fucking cry poor mouth. I don't know.
He apparently Nathan Bassett is this guy's name. And by the way, you know, people, she's done this before. In like 2018, she was on the South Shore used baby gear, and it's the same shit. I hate to ever ask because she never does it, but I'm desperate, very low on money. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Okay, first of all, why is there an acronym for stay-at-home mom? Why is that a thing? You're not a stay-at-home mom. You're unemployed. Okay, you had one fucking kid at the time. Like one.
That acronym has been around since like the inception of mommy bloggers. Like,
okay, is that yeah. If you are a stay-at-home mother with one, it's one thing if you have like 5 kids and you're a stay-at-home mom, right? Or your husband's wealthy and he makes and you're a stay-at-home mom. That's fine, right? But if you're a stay-at-home mom and you're like asking for free shit all the time, you're not a stay-at-home mom. You're just intentionally unemployed. That's all you are. And so
sure.
Yeah, my boyfriend pays for everything. We're struggling badly since having to buy a vehicle. Okay, so you just bought a new car, but you need clothes and all this free shit. And by the way, I love this one. She writes to Chemical Guys. Now you're a car buff. What is Chemical Guys?
So Chemical Guys is actually a high-end soap that lives up to its name. It is chemically produced. Like it has the proper pH in it, and just a bunch of stuff. I use Chemical Guys. And it is fantastic soap. They even have some that smell like cherry, but like delicious cherry. They have like grape tire shine, like really good stuff.
Really?
And it's well known in the higher end cars. So yeah, Chemical Guys. There's no way it's gonna make the fucking paint bubble on a Harley. Like get the fuck out of here. Somebody poured acid on your paint or something like that. Yeah. No.
So she goes on to say, yeah, my boyfriend, because this is what you were referencing, right? This giveaway. She went on.
Yes.
She went on there and she's like, my boyfriend recently purchased your product. Unfortunately, it made his 2004 Harley Sportster 883. That's like a chick bike, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah. It's not a very manly bike. No,
yeah.
It's small.
He goes, which was in great condition, original paint. But even so, he just bought it. Like, you're literally begging for shit 6 months ago, and now here you are trying to, like, get Chemical Guys to give you free shit. She's like, which was in great condition, original paint bubble all over the place. He bought the bottle of citrus wash and gloss a few days ago after it was recommended by an employee at our local AutoZone. His bike was spectacular, in great condition, with only 10,000 miles on a bike, and original, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line is, she's blaming him for shit that obviously Chemical Guys did not do. And they offered her like a $10 refund, and she's like, what? That's all they offered me was a refund? Bitch, that's how you know she's a scammer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to fucking get this company to fucking, pay you free shit and all that stuff. So,
exactly. And the thing is these people, they have engineers on board, like they have a whole MSDS for like their chemical compounds and like all this shit, and they know that it's not even fucking possible. So
yes.
like they're doing more than they should by offering her the refund for the soap because that's not what did it.
Yes. So, yeah, that's Chemical. This whole, like, she's obviously a big scam artist. And by the way, she also sells shit. Like, whenever you see this, brand new in the box, winter chalet dollhouse and bounce house built-in pump. Both are brand new and never opened. I paid $200 for the dollhouse and $150 for the bounce house. Send me an offer and pick up in Taunton. So, first of all, if you have brand new shit, never opened, and you paid for it, why the fuck are you selling it? There's no reason for that, right?
For sure.
Like, that's like a red flag right away. And this is like literally a few weeks ago. So the whole story is shady. She goes ahead, and by the way, she's like selling.
You know what those are? What is the date on those?
On the what?
on the posts? Like, when were the posts made?
Okay, so she made the post. The first post in September 2018. That was the post that was like, "We're starving. We need free shit, right? For my baby. We just had a kid."
No. I mean the selling shit.
Okay, so the selling shit. She's selling shit on January 31st, and then she's selling shit again, Uggs and shit, on February 21st, and then on whatever this week was. I think it was March this week. She's all of a sudden asking for all this free shit after selling all this other shit. See what I'm saying? So the whole thing.
My point that was.
What was that? Yeah, what was your point?
January post. That, when you're involved with like DCF and stuff, those are DCF gifts. Maybe not the Uggs, but like the LOL Chalet, or maybe these were gifts that were given, like, when around Christmas time there's like Toys for Tots, and then they have like these giving trees where kids will put like their wishes on a tree and somebody picks it up and they buy it for them.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
See, that's a hot take right there. I didn't even think of that, the timing. I like that question.
I only know because I do it. Every year I pick a kid's fucking card off a tree and I cry and, I buy whatever they ask for and then, try to do a little bit more. So
yeah, and you know what? When you do that, it's a nice thing. And you are taking a chance that, maybe the person getting it is ratchet, but at the same time, maybe they're not, right? So
exactly, and I can't control who's the recipient, and that's fine. I'm doing my part. It makes me feel good, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. What else can you do? Just got to do some good in the world, Oklahoma style.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
let the ratchets get you down. So people were messaging her, and the fact that she doesn't even come to the door and she's like, just leave it there or text you. It's like, okay, lady, you're shady. I want to find this dude, Nathan Bassett is his name. Let's see if he's around. See if we can message him, because he was commenting up a storm when this story came out.
How does she know they weren't going to just open the fucking door and, like, gank her in and keep her as a slave, like, chain her in the basement like fucking Wanda?
Yeah, like Wanda, yeah. Go to Nathan.
The Asian chicks, like, come on.
Come on, put them Asian chicks in the basement. This guy seems like he might be a talker. Let me give him a call. Let's see. Come on, answer. His sister, I'm telling you, she was very disappointed in this article. She had no idea that her brother is knocked up a ratchet.
That means that he's kind of like the black sheep, so that's not a bad thing, and I could, imagine her being horrified.
No,
so
her sister, his sister seemed completely normal. And for them, that means that she probably doesn't see him very often, to not know the woman that she dated. Like, if your sibling was dating a gutter muppet, I feel like you'd know, right? So you probably not that close, So he's not answering. He had a lot to say the other day, but I guess he's all quiet now. And yeah, I think that's about the end of this one. Don't be a ratchet and you'll be good. Say, let me take a quick break, guys. Remind you guys also, we got another sponsor here. You might have seen their ads on our page. Our good friends over at Ellis Fire. Ellis Fire would like you to contact them for all of your fire and life safety needs. They install, maintain, and inspect fire alarm systems, smoke detectors, burglar systems, fire sprinkler systems, cleaning and clean agents. They can provide monitoring of all those systems, which will notify the fire department or police department in the event of an emergency, even if you are not around. Ellis also sells fire extinguishers and can provide extinguisher tagging through inspecting them annually as required. For all your life safety needs, please contact Ellis Fire at www.ellisfire.com, or you can click on the link in any of the Turtle Boy blogs for additional information. The links in the blogs, guys, to Ellis Fire they bring you right to their Facebook page. And if you like them, guess what they were inspired to do by APC Roofing, right? This is like a new thing with Turtle Boy advertisers, and I love it. You get free tickets to shit. So here's the deal this month. If you like their Facebook page, they want me to tell you guys that they are giving a free pair of Boston Celtics tickets away to one random person who likes their page per month. So go over here, click on Ellis Fire, right? Click on the link that brings you right to their Facebook page, and you are ready to go. And by the way, they've already been harassed by a couple people, so they're great people. So go over there, give him a like, hook him up, tell him Turtle Boy sent you. All right? Everybody needs to stay safe. All right, let's get back to business here. So thank you those, Kathleen, I appreciate that. And I thank you, the awesome Josh, as well as Ida, buying nudes. Excellent. You guys need nudes. All right, let's go on to the next topic. Let's talk about, what do we got here? Come on. I know, wrong one. Wrong one. All right, let's talk about the Boston teacher. I want to talk about this one.
Okay.
This is a good story. All right, so I took a lot of shit for this. I was incredibly unpopular. Like this in the Genduso interview. I've lost maybe I've lost my fastball. I don't know. But anyway, I get a message, from some people about this guy, and they said that 10 years ago, this guy. First of all, his name is Kevin Saint Dick. I shit you not, Saint Dick. Oh, God. I mean, the blog already writes
that should have disqualified you from the jump. Can you imagine the kids and the jokes? Like, come on.
I know. Saint Dick. Old Saint Dick. Coming here once you bring that dick. So good old
He brings that dick once a year down your chimney.
I was going. I like it. I literally laughed out loud at that. So Kevin Saint Dick, this big, fat, sweaty dude, he becomes, first of all, 10 years ago, he's arrested in Stoughton. There's some crazy house party. Did you read about that? Like, the events? Like, that sounds like the most ratchet party ever.
Right? And, yeah, I did read it, and I heard they, caught him in a stairwell, and they had to tase somebody and shit. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, he gets arrested for assaulting two cops there because he, ran away, and, and they run after him, and then he tried to, I guess, pushing him away or something. If you touch a cop at all, it's technically assault, so...
it's assault, yeah.
Yeah, it is assault, right. Thank you, Meredith. I appreciate that. And, other people surrounded the cops and, tried to fight him and shit. It turned into a whole big thing. It was very scary, to be outnumbered.
I will say, though, I understand how it could get out of control very quickly, in the middle of the fray. Everybody's trying to flee. He bumps into a cop in the stairway. A stairway is only so big. He, tries to get out of the way. I have cop friends who are very close to me, and I know how they like to write their reports. So, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't assault the cop. That's not what I'm saying by any stretch. I'm just saying that I could understand how it might have gone from 0 to 100 real quick, you know?
Yeah, totally. And so, bottom line is he gets arrested for assault, right? Whether or not we agree with, apparently he wasn't convicted, but to me, it's that means very little to me.
Doesn't matter?
It doesn't, it matters a little. But not really that much, because anybody can get a charge dropped if they take a plea, or if they just settle for a quaff. Yeah. Everybody gets a freaking continue without a finding. It doesn't mean you actually didn't do it.
But the thing is this, when you fill out a job application, and I know this because I've been gainfully employed many a time, including now, I do have a gainful employment.
True.
Usually on applications, they ask you, not if you've ever been convicted, but if you've ever been arrested.
Yes, that's true. They never. Yeah, that's a good point. They never ask you have you ever been convicted? They've asked you, have you ever been arrested? And he has been arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And
then if you have been arrested, they ask if it's a conviction. So you have to disclose all of that.
Yes, that's true. And so this guy gets arrested for this, and then he gets a job last year teaching at Snowden International High School in the Back Bay of Boston, right? I guess it's a good school or whatever. And he starts teaching there.
Yeah, it's on Newbury Street.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I assume I didn't even know there was a school on Newbury Street, but apparently there's a high school there. And he gets a job teaching math there or something like that. And okay, so I got to be honest with you. When I see this, some people are like, it's not a big deal, but to me, two things stand out here. Number one. As a former teacher myself, I had to keep a clean slate to get the job. I feel like if I was ever arrested for assaulting a cop, that would have been disqualifying. But for some reason, this guy gets a pass. I guess their Corey machine's broken. Because Corys don't just check for convictions. They check for arrests and shit like that. And teachers now, they get fingerprinted. When I quit teaching, that was a big thing. Teachers had to get fingerprinted. They literally search you through the system.
I remember that, and people were very upset about that.
Yeah, I was upset about it because, first of all, we had to pay for it. We had to pay to be, so I have to pay to prove my...
What?
Yeah, you had to pay out of pocket for the fingerprinting and like take time off on a Saturday to like go to the police station and get. And a lot of teachers are gun owners, so they're like, my fingerprint's already in the system, right? And the whole purpose of it is they do Corey checks in schools, but like, what if you Corey check only checks in Massachusetts? So if you commit a crime in another state, it wouldn't come up in a Corey check, but a fingerprint would. It was such bullshit. I'm so glad to be done with that shit. But anyway. This guy gets a job as a teacher, and I also thought of Genduso when this came out because literally the whole premise behind that story was that she committed a crime, a very, a serious crime, perjury and, selling pot, essentially. And she laundered some money and whatnot, and I agreed that this should have disqualified, and I think everybody agreed, this should have disqualified her from becoming a state trooper, but she became one anyway. And when we wrote the blog exposing this history, it was immediate. Like, that was her last day as a cop. And everybody agreed that was the right thing to do. But with this, for some reason, people are not as forgiving. And I want to read a couple of the comments here. It's like,
you know why? It's because Thea is a beautiful woman. That is.
You think so? You think it's?
I absolutely 100% do.
I think that's part of it. But I think that people would have been upset if a pot dealing male had become a state trooper too. I think it's because we hold cops to a much higher standard than teachers, and I think that's problematic. Because
that is very, very problematic.
Like nobody gives a shit who your kid's math teacher is. As long as they're not diddling them. Like nobody cares if your fucking kid's math teacher had some criminal past. They're like, whatever, as long as you're teaching math, who gives a shit? Whereas with police, they do care. They should. I totally agree.
I have children, right?
Yeah, totally.
So this is very important to me. Your children are sitting with these teachers for several hours a day. They're influenced by them. My kid was telling me about a meme that their teacher was talking about in school the other day, and I'm like, what? Like, why is your teacher talking about memes? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So your kids are heavily influenced by their teachers. They spend a lot of time with them. It's not just the academic portion of it.
Yes.
It is their personalities. It's everything. So it's very important. And I've been on committees where we've hired teachers and things like that. Like, I am a very involved parent, so this is something that is very important to me. So just wanted to throw that in.
Thank you. Well, that's wonderful. And as a former teacher, I could tell you that I loved involved parents because they actually gave a shit about their kids. The kids that were failing, those parents never showed up on parent-teacher conference night. All you ever met was the kids that had an A, and they'd sit down with you, and they'd be like, so, your kid's fucking awesome. I know you're here for me to kind of stroke your ego a little bit, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. You're obviously doing a good job, so keep up the good work. Your crotch fruit rocks. Tell them to keep up the good work. I got nothing else to say to you. Like, that's how parent-teacher conferences usually went. But you never met the kids that were failing or anything like that because why?
That actually needed the help.
Right, and that's why they're failing because mom and dad don't give a shit, or usually just mom.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this guy, here's my big issue with it. My biggest complaint is that literally he sits on Facebook all day posting like sexual memes and like weird fucking shit. Like he posted these during school hours while I was writing a blog. The internet really be wildin'. First of all, I don't want any teacher who uses words like wildin' and whatnot on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I was always taught as a teacher, right, is that you are always a teacher, even when you're not here. Like, you represent the school, even when you're online. And I didn't think it was fair at the time, but it's kind of true, right? It's kind of like, if I'm going to be held to this standard, everybody needs to. You can't just... If you have a wide open Facebook page and kids can see it, right, you need to represent the school. You can't just post whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Or do you agree?
No, I totally agree. Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, as a teacher, it's kind of like a brand. You get into that specific line of work because you want to have an influence in, the malleable minds of children.
Yeah. So
you are held to a higher standard as an educator, and that means you are on all the time. Otherwise, go work somewhere else. Seriously.
Exactly. Get yourself a job. I mean,
it's the same thing with police officers. You are held to a higher standard.
You should be. And you're not just some schlub, stacking bricks somewhere. You're like an influential position around kids, and I'm sorry, but if you're at school and you're reposting memes that say, "Come with your dick sucked already, 'cause we just fucking," and then it says, "Shit, I'll come already fucked. Let me just eat out your refrigerator and use your Wi-Fi." Like, I'm sorry. That should disqualify you from being a freaking teacher. Like, I'm sorry. And by the way,
for sure, and the fact that he's posting this publicly,
totally wide open. Like, I can go and see it, and he's like, "Oh, what? It's in my free time. I can post whatever I want in my free time." Like, yeah, you can, but that doesn't mean it's right, So let me see.
And his name is not even that hidden. Like some teachers will go to great lengths to hide their identity on Facebook. His is pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah, like I'm reading some of these. He came to our page during school on Thursday, all freaking day. He showed up and he commented a billion times. Right? He writes things like, let me find some of the things he's posted on here. First of all, he writes, "I hope the person that emailed the story gets fired. Now y'all see why my goal is to start and run my own school." So he wants to start his own school. He's posting, and by the way, guess who commented on his post on Thursday? Because he posted a link about me. Guess who first person to comment is?
I'm gonna guess it was Miss Mental Institution herself.
There, Amanda Sawyer writes,
Yeah.
"You seem like a genuine, kind-hearted, excellent, caring teacher, and I'm sure your friends, family, and students will all rally around you in support." And he writes, "I hope." I love it when these people respond to her because they have no idea that they're dealing with a lunatic. They're like, "This person seems legit." Yeah, I agree.
My gosh.
And, he also says, "I was falsely arrested in 2010. Stop right there. As soon as they say that, "I was falsely arrested," it's like Ratchet 101 shit. No, you were legit. You were correctly arrested. You just weren't convicted.
Exactly.
And what else is he saying on here? He called the cops racist. As soon as you do that, you lose me. As soon as you're like, let me see if I can find. Somebody goes, "I'll be watching this. I got a slow work day," when the guy starts commenting. And the guy responds, "I got all day." It's like, do you ever teach, guy? When do you teach the math? When does that start? Oi, oi, oi. So all these people, when you call the cops racist, you lose me completely. And you kind of show your
For
real...
sure, that's a lazy way out.
It's so
Come
lazy.
up with something constructive.
Yeah, like the cops still arrested you because they're
It's a
racist.
cop-out.
First of all, I have a hard time believing he was the only black guy at that party, too. Stop it. Like, and if they were racist, they wouldn't have just picked you out, dude. Stop it, Anyway, so a lot of turtle riders, pissed at me. They're, really mad. They're like, "This one's a reach. Even if I believe this man assaulted a cop 10 years ago at a party, if he's been in BPS for 10 years without a problem." And stop it, without a problem. Okay, Leah Gendusa was a state cop for 4 years. She had no problems. There was nobody ever complained that, Trooper Genduso was violating someone's civil rights or some shit. The complaint about her was what she did 10 years ago, right? And it was a fair complaint.
Yeah.
And with this, it's like, but with this guy, they're just ready to fucking forgive him. I mean, what are these people on? What planet are these people on where they're like, and a lot of people actually brought that up. They're like, "Well, you had Genduso on." It's like, you fucking idiots. Did anybody listen to anything? Oi. I love our followers. I love them. But sometimes they need to read a little better. That's all I'm saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, emotions get high with this kind of stuff, so I can totally understand it. The thing that we came to with Leah was she did what any normal person would do in that situation and took the opportunity that was presented to her, because in her mind at that time, if they were giving it to her, then what she did couldn't have been that bad.
I always thought
failures
that.
on the system.
Right. Some people have blamed it on her because she didn't she wasn't forthcoming about it, and she knew that she wouldn't have got that job if she was. But at the same time, I agree with you. If they ain't gonna ask me, if they ain't gonna ask me, I ain't gonna tell them. That's the way I'm gonna look at it,
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Mr. Grinch. I appreciate that. So, by the way, as well, I also spoke to a couple sources from Boston that are familiar, and I heard about this guy. Some people reached out. He's notorious. He got kicked out of a freaking high school basketball game for being drunk and disorderly and harassing and being so loud, and which is fine. You can yell at games, but the guy was a little bit over the top. And a police officer had to be like, dude, can you calm down? And he like starts harassing the female cop and shit like that and gets kicked out. I'm sorry. If you get kicked out of your own high school basketball games at a school that you teach at, that should be disqualifying. Just my opinion. And so he also claimed those cops were racist. Everybody's racist. Everybody who's done them wrong is racist. He said that he would come on tonight, but let me read what he said because I'm like, you should come on the show. Let me pull up his message here. And he said, I'd love to, but only if I benefit financially. That was his response. So he's not...
If he wants to plug his rap group, by all means, tell him we have our 508 crew there on, and we're very, very friendly to that. He can plug whatever he wants.
You know this guy's got a mixtape somewhere.
Of course it does.
It's like a guarantee. So his name, I'm going to try calling Kev SD. Let me see if I can find him here. See if he'll answer. And maybe talk about this a little bit. All right. Let's give him a buzz. All right, it's ringing. It's always more fun when they answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And by the way, just reading a lot of these, they're just like, I feel like that he was 23 when it happened. It was 10 years ago. Oh, he's just 23. We keep, by the way, lowering or raising the age that we forgive shit for. Like, it used to be like 17 or 18. Now it's like, he was like only 23 then. He didn't really know what he was doing.
Yeah, not everybody matures at the same rate. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. 23. Give me a break. Anyway.
We all did stupid shit when we were kids. Seriously. And you know what? We deal with the consequences and repercussions of it.
That's true, too. And you're also not a kid when you were 23. Like all these people. And so anyway, he got kicked out of the game. Blah, blah, blah. Just a fat piece of garbage. Anyway, we invited him on. He didn't want to come on because he's not making money off of it. So fuck him. That's the end of that. All right, let's go on to the next thing here. I want to talk about the big story that happened yesterday involving the Turtle Boy world. And I've heard a lot of people that are like in the comments like, can we just get back to the ratchet shaming? And
this is ratchet shaming.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Can we just get back to like the stories and not get into the drama? I'm like, okay, even if this was not happening to me, North Shore, if I was just an observer watching this all happen, I would be fascinated with it. I'd be like, give me more. I can't get enough of the story.
Seriously, I have been enthralled from the get-go.
Yeah, and you were somewhat dragged into this too, against your will.
I was.
And how do you feel about that?
Had my name dropped.
How do you feel about that?
So, I do not like being spoken for, especially by somebody that I've never spoken to. I take real issue with that, and I think it's a fucking coward-ass move. If you want to hear what I have to say, you come to me. You get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah.
I was never disgruntled. I've never had an issue with you. I've been on since the jump, since I was brought on. I've never gone away. The whole thing has had me enraged, pretty much.
I'd feel the same way if I was you. Because you didn't tell anybody. You told, like, you were the most secret of them all. Because, yeah, actually, Merrimack was, because nobody even fucking put her name. But with you, like, I've never told anybody your name, ever. Except when I slipped.
Nor have
I slipped with one person, and I actually showed you that conversation where I slipped with her. And it was like, oh, yeah, that's her. Because, the one person, though. And when, technically, this individual didn't say that. Aiden Blarney did. So you were outed by Aiden Blarney.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And,
guy.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It would have been great if I had some type of relationship with her, though.
Right.
And I will say, the ego with that one is fucking huge.
Because you were never a fan.
She had never, I believe she thought there could only be one.
Mm-hmm.
And she would never acknowledge. Like, she would be in the comments on the live show, and I'd be a guest, would not acknowledge my existence whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to.
And it was a constant theme.
Right, you're supposed to like play along.
I was competition.
You know, and the other thing is like you're a chick. You weren't sucking her dick and stuff like that, and that was like a major component to winning her over. You know what I mean? You really had to do that a lot.
Exactly.
And you're not that guy.
And the thing is, no, I am not that type of person.
Yeah.
I'm all for camaraderie. I'm all for all of that, like South Shore, Merrimack Valley.
There was a lot of camaraderie.
Even Feisty. I never had a problem with any of them. We were all great with each other, and we still keep in touch and all this stuff. So it was just very odd. And I told you from the jump that there was something off here. And I had told you the reason why I didn't want to bring it to your attention.
Yeah.
It could be like construed as catty. Or, you know, whatever. And you and I have a great relationship. We do. You know, we're pretty good friends and all this stuff. So I didn't know how to word it to you that this chick be fucking cray.
Yeah, like you did. Nuts. I'm not gonna lie. You warned me months in advance about this one, and I did. Part of that in my head was just thinking like, some chicks rub some chicks the wrong way, but you were right.
Yeah, but I have a really good gut intuition, and just something told me it was off. And like, she was very disingenuous. The eye rolling, the brushing you off, like, you know.
I remember you contacted me after that October one, and you're like, "Did you see the eye roll?" Like, a lot of people saw that, and I'm like, it was the beginning of like something's wrong.
How embarrassing! That is like,
that was very embarrassing.
Textbook fucking insubordination. She's supposed to be your friend, but she's also your employee.
Yeah. And
like, how dare you?
I was not happy about that one. Let's just say that. So anyway, this has escalated very intensely in the last 48 hours. The story never stops intensifying, unfortunately. And some people are like, you know, why do you keep bringing it up? I'm like, A, because it's a crazy fucking story, and that's what we do, is we read about crazy fucking shit going on. And B, like literally not only the entire existence of the blog is being threatened here, but also like, I might get locked up. I might need like didn't do nothing going on. I might need free my boy, and that's not a good situation to be in, because like when the police come to my fucking house and my kids are here, and I got to answer the door, and like I got to explain to them, like I got to play a game with them. I tell them, oh no, the police are just playing hide and seek with me. That's what I say to my kids, like to try to explain to them why the fucking police are here again. Like, it's embarrassing, you know. So,
That's horrible.
And you're like sitting in there, like, so when the North Attleboro police, I get this harassment order put on me, and the North Attleboro police called me the next day, and they're like, "Did you do this? Did you do this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that." It's like, you're like like I'm trying to live my life. I'm not doing anything wrong, and you're like calling me up and harassing me, giving me shit. Like, give me a break. I'm not doing anything here. So then it intensifies, right? And that's what we get into here. On Friday of last week, there was an incident in which Terrence Colley allegedly said something somewhat threatening, and it was brought to the police, and I had to answer for it. It was clearly a photoshopped thing. There was no threat there made, whatever. So Saturday comes, and it kicks it up a notch, because all of a sudden, at 1:30 p.m., the Turtle Boy Sports Forever says, "Blogger who shall not be named, I know you're watching this right now. You fucked with my business, my livelihood, and my family, you vile cunt." Like, I would ever write that using the Turtle Boy page, right? First of all, I don't want to get suspended by Facebook. This is a promise. I will ruin your entire life, and I won't stop until everything you love is burned to the ground. Remember that phrase, Turtle Riders, because we haven't even gotten to that part yet. That, you think it's crazy now? Wait till we get to that part. That's when things are going to get really interesting. Burned to the ground. Just remember that one. You will suffer more than you have ever suffered before. You poked the turtle. Good luck, bitch. Obviously, I didn't write this. Like, if you had saw this, you would know I didn't write that, right?
Of course. You would never say you poked the turtle. It's don't poke the turtle, you stupid
That's
fuck.
A good fucking point. I didn't even think of that. That's a good point. I would never say that. Exactly. You got the catchphrase wrong. Good luck, you know. And then it was deleted.
Come on.
It was deleted
how
within
long were you employed? Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets like it's up there for 5 minutes, right? It gets taken down. Within minutes, this individual is at the Attleboro police station trying to get me arrested again, saying, look what he posted this time. Oi. So I'm like dealing with this. I got to talk to Sergeant Roy again, Sergeant Jason Roy, and who I thought was like going to investigate this, but turned out I was wrong. We'll get to that in a moment. So I'm like, I thought when I saw that post, I'm like, oh shit, this has to be a fake page that was just, anybody can make a Turtleboy page and comment to make it look like you. But then I noticed it said author on it. So it had to be the Turtleboy page that made it. So I'm like, okay, somebody got into the account. And I think I immediately, like, there was no doubt in my mind who did it, but I needed to be able to prove it. So I go on the page and I go and I'd like to establish the facts here, okay? So the blogger who shall not be named, months ago, created an alias because all our accounts get suspended, H. Paul. I don't know where this name came from, but H. Paul. So there's H. Paul right there. And this individual has admitted to me that they're H. Paul, like blatantly and fire, like literally, LOL, I'm H. So there you go. This person's H. They've participated in group chats with me using the name H, like the Big Eight. That's one of our groups with like the sound guys in there and other people. And like I made H a thing, and H is commenting, and H says a lot of like inappropriate things too. Like H is saying here, what did H say? No one does public urination like me. Ha ha ha.
That I believe.
Yes, that I do believe. She can slurp my clit. Okay. Oh my God, that nacho retard. H got a potty mouth. My firstborn child is the bane of my existence. I like whiskey and peeing in parking lots. So this is interesting. So I bring this up because I can go on the
diary.
admin. What was that?
I said, is this a diary?
Apparently, I don't know. It's like there was some. Believe me, I got a lot of screenshots. Let's just put it that way. A lot of things are going to happen. So this comes out, and here on, you can see on the admin section of the Facebook page, all of the activity that has been happened regarding people who had editorial control of the page. Thank you, Mr. Grinch. So I see right here, on February 29th, 2020, at 1:41 p.m., H. Paul removed, at 1:37, they removed Juan Ortiz, which was Sound Guy's Facebook page, whatever, and then removes itself as an admin. So I'm like, this happened 10 minutes after the threatening post went up. Oh, gee whiz. Like, literally, like, you're at the scene of the crime when the crime was committed. And by the way, you have no business being in there at all. There's absolutely no reason for you to be inside a business that you quit 3 weeks ago, ever. That should need to be explained. Okay?
It's like asking a toddler if they stuck their face in like a freshly baked cake.
Yes.
And they're telling you no, and they've got fucking chocolate frosting like from ear to ear. Like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's like, oh, I didn't do nothing. I was just happened to be there. Like, if in any other crime, if you were seen in the general area around the time it was committed, that's what we call evidence. Like, it's pretty strong. And on top of that, there's nobody else that could have done this at this time. It had to be this individual. Because guess what? They're H. Paul. They admit it. The police asked them, are you H. Paul? And they said, yes. So it goes on. Like, so I'm like, how did H. Paul get in there? Because I'm pretty goddamn sure I took H. Paul out as an admin. I'm pretty goddamn sure. Then I realized, oh snap, we share a Google Doc together. I forgot about the goddamn Google Doc because we hardly ever used it. But this person had access to it. You still have access to it, believe it or not.
Some things never change. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, so I don't erase people. I didn't even think to erase people. We share story ideas, but we also share Facebook names and passwords. So this is what they could do. They could just go on there, sign into any of the accounts, and then add H. Paul. H. Paul can talk some shit. H. Paul can delete and retreat, and then retreat and run away. So I go in and I'm like, I'm going to change all the passwords on every single one of these admin accounts. Right? And here's more evidence that, this person had access to Google Docs, etc. But I'm going to change all the passwords. And so I do that, and when you do that, you can see the last time somebody signed in using that account. And the Sarah Jones account, I noticed, you'll see here, active now. I was in Holden when I was logged into the Sarah Jones account. 15 minutes prior to that, an Android device was used to access this account in Randolph. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean they were necessarily in Randolph itself, but they were probably somewhere around Randolph. And bottom line is, it's an Android. This person owns an Android. And why the fuck is anyone else using the Sarah Jones account when only I should be using the Sarah Jones account? It should only ping in Holden, period. Right? Like, I don't live anywhere near there. So it couldn't be me. I can't get to Randolph to Holden in 15 minutes, obviously. So this tells me not all H. Paul wasn't done. Like, H. Paul was planning on sticking around. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yep.
So I get this, and I'm like, oh, shit. I remember sending it to you. I sent it to a bunch of people. And it's like open and shut. It's like everybody's just like, wow. That's undeniable. The Aiden Blarney stuff, all that other stuff, they could weasel their way out of that one, even though it was bullshit. But they could weasel their way out of that one. Deny. This is undeniable. We know this person's H. Paul. We know H. Paul was in the account at that time. Guilty. Period. So I'm like, okay, this is a slam dunk. I called North Attleboro Police. I tell Sergeant Roy everything that's happening with this. And then I go down to the Holden Police and file my own report. And the Holden Police, which, by the way, I love to live in a town where the police are fucking awesome. And that's not just because I'm like trying to get out of a ticket here. The Holden Police are excellent, man. Whenever there's a problem around it, like, nobody complains about the police here. Unless you get a speeding ticket, then you complain. But the Holden Police do a fantastic job. You feel like it's nice to live in a town where you feel like your tax dollars are going to something, And they file a police report. I explain the whole thing to them. They're completely competent. They get it. And they're like, we got two crimes here. We got filing a false police report. However, that crime occurred in North Attleboro, so they can't do anything about that in Holden, right? And then witness intimidation, because we have an upcoming hearing. And according to the statute, a person who is or was attending or may have known his intention to attend a civil or criminal proceeding or any type of with the intent to impede, obstruct, delay, harm, or punish, or otherwise interfere thereby or reckless disregard with such a proceeding. So basically what this means is, if we have an upcoming harassment hearing, and all of a sudden, thank you KB all day, and Michelle, I appreciate that, who asked, can't you track an IP address when you post originally? We'll talk about that in a moment. If you have an upcoming hearing, this information, if this comes forward that I'm threatening somebody, this can be used to get the order. See what I'm saying? It's directly interfering with the harassment order process. See what I'm saying, North Shore?
She's manipulating.
Right.
Yes, she's manipulating the system.
Right. Literally hacking into my... Like, I used to mock people who said I got hacked, but, like, I got hacked. Like, for the first time, I got hacked. Like, legitimately. It wasn't the Chinese, though. It was somebody I trusted. And it's very clear what their intent was. So I go and I explain this to the Sergeant Roy. And I swear to God, like, talking to boomers about technology is one of the hardest and most painful experiences I'll ever go through. Like, literally, we talked to for an hour, and I felt like I was talking to a door. He's just like, we're not charging. I'm like, why not? He's like, both of you guys are just acting immature. There's too much back and forth here. I think you both need to cool it. It's like, no, don't. You're not going to both sides me with this one, Sergeant. No. That's the lazy man's way out. You're just trying to, like, not investigate this. Because if you did, and you looked into this, you will see here that only one of us is breaking into someone else's accounts, making shit up, going to you every day with bullshit, and the other person is just sitting out here and holding, obeying the law. That's it. And the only reason this temporary harassment order was even granted in the first place, I'm not harassing anybody. I'm not doing anything. My job as a blogger is to write about things that I believe are matters of public concern, right? And so I believe that an individual who is doing this to my company and trying to harm me and my business, to me, that's a matter of public concern. People should know about that. And I have a right to write about that, period. And it doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. Now, this individual knows if you worked for me, you know the deal. This is what we do. You signed up. You participated in this. And now all of a sudden, you have in your affidavit, you're saying, well, the blog is used as a harassment device and blah, blah, blah. It's like, excuse me, did I go into Market Basket 2 weeks ago and harass Bucket Boy? I don't remember doing that. Did anybody do that? I think somebody did that. I forget who. I can't remember.
Somebody did. I think I saw something about it.
Yeah.
Something about a rat at the deli awaiting some cheese.
Yeah.
You know, I saw something about that.
At work, that's kind of low. Or, I've also never set up some random midget named Will Turbot, under the pretenses of having a legitimate debate and just, psych, you're under arrest. Never did that. I've also never...
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I've
I
never...
have a lot of opinion about that one.
I know a lot of people had a lot of opinions about that. I kept my mouth shut on that one because the views were good. I'm like, whatever, they're happy, they're doing their thing. Let them do their thing. That was my fault. I should have nipped that in the bud. I apologize to the viewers. On top of that, I've also never set up some loser like Joe Orga of no particular relevance whatsoever and catfished him and pretended to lead him on a debate for a date.
Who has time for that as a mother, as somebody who's gainfully employed with a 9-to-5 and who has a side gig? Who has time for that? Whose time is she doing that on?
I would argue the crotch fruits time.
Employer time, crotch fruit time, all the time, because it's a hobby of hers because she's mentally ill, in my humble opinion.
In your opinion, that's correct.
I'm so upset about this. I'm sorry.
I know, and I totally feel you on that one. And, and that's my big thing to all the people out there that are supporting this, whatever. You might think that you're doing something right here, but you have to think, guys, is it normal to hack into someone's Facebook account and write a threat to yourself? Is that normal? I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's the actions of a well individual to do something like that. I don't. And I think that...
I just want to point out, Manch did not leave on good terms.
No, she did not.
Right?
Not a fan.
Have we ever heard from Manch again?
Never. Just disappeared.
Thank you.
And there's been others. Feisty and I we didn't talk for a year. We're cool now. But we did not leave on good terms either. And
you know why? Because these people, for as bad as they may have been in the moment or in Manch's, ratchetry and whatever, they still had a moral code. Right. And they understood what they signed up for or what they solicited from you, because some people solicited you to blog.
Yes, that's true.
So they knew what they were getting into.
Yes.
And there is a code of conduct, and this is not what you do.
Right. And it's and obviously I was used, we're going to see when a lot more comes out. Some people used me, and their entire plan was to use me to create a platform to just, fixate on random. And that's the whole irony of this, is that the characters that you're fixating on, we invented those characters. Josh Abrams is property of Turtle Boy. We created Josh Abrams. We made him a thing. You know what I mean? Find your own ratchets. That's all I'm saying. Get your own goddamn ratchet. Start fresh. Do your own thing.
Exactly.
Whatever.
It's not like there's a shortage. They're not fucking rubbing alcohol. They are not hand sanitizer. You will find a plethora of ratchets no matter where you look.
Exactly. So the Holden police tell me that, these are appropriate charges. If this happened to Holden, we would charge. So I'm like, okay, so North Attleboro, I assume, is competent. But guess what? There's a reason Aaron Hernandez killed somebody in North Attleboro after picking him up in Boston. Aaron Hernandez picked up Odin Lloyd and drove 40 miles south. He could have stopped in any wooded area and shot that dude and gone home, and nobody would have known. But instead, he went all the way back to his hometown and killed Odin Lloyd literally a mile from his house and left him there because you know what he was thinking in his head? You can do whatever the fuck you want in North Attleboro. Cops ain't going to do shit, right? Unfortunately for him, the state police got involved and he ended up in jail. So, but I swear to God, there's a reason he did that.
These cops are burnt out. That's the difference between, say, an urban or ratchet suburban place and a nice place like Holden. These cops in North Attleboro are burnt out. They're fatigued from the job. They're dealing with ODs and fucking shoplifting at Family Dollar, day in and day out. They don't have time for this fucking internet shit because they have real true crime that impacts people physically in their face every single day.
Totally. But what they need to understand is that the internet is true crime nowadays. Like, I understand if this was
absolutely.
This was presented as
this is the boomer perspective.
Right,
you know
right,
the
boomer perspective,
this
right.
This is definitely a crime.
Right, because like, and if it was just a back and forth pissing match, I would get where they're coming from. But it's like, no, dude. I hate to say it because I'm never that guy, but like, I was fucking victimized here. Like, I was literally living in fear constantly of being arrested in front of my children. Like, they gave my name and address to Josh Abrams, who broadcasted it, who's a criminal, a dangerous criminal, mind you, because this person is friends with him for some reason. They call each other, and they give him my name and address, and he broadcasts it on the show and says he's coming to my house. So now I got to tell the crotch, I'm like, can you guys stay in Fitchburg tonight? Like, that's sad when Fitchburg is safer than Holden. But, you know, can you guys, like, not come home because this psychopath might show up and that'll be a little awkward. I don't want to deal with that. I mean,
and imagine, you know, it affects everything. It affects your home feeling safe. Yeah. And as they grow, they're going to learn what you do. And, you know, like, this is not cool. This is not what you do. Yeah. Like, you don't involve the fucking fruit of the womb like this. It's just inappropriate.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, nobody should have to live like this. So, like, for them to just be like, no, it's just a pissing match. Like, two people going at it. It's like, no, dude. One of us is living in fear, and the other one's having a good fucking time on the internet pretending to be a victim. Like, this is not the same thing here. You know, and you know, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, do you want my opinion on why it was granted?
Yes, I do.
So, after reading the affidavit, it appears that there's a lot of strategic verbiage in there, however misspelled and you know, used out of context it may be, and it's very clear that whomever granted this order just skimmed it looking for the buzzwords and was like, fuck it, I'm going to deal with this in 10 days. And I know that because I've had to take out restraining orders for legitimate reasons, being, you know, accosted, like physically accosted and things like that. And the police will help you word the document so that it is granted.
Yeah, and I think
because it's an emergency order and it gets faxed to a judge. I've had to do it after hours.
Right, like the cops came to my door 45 minutes after I did a show announcing a ceasefire, like announcing that we're stopping. Like literally earlier in that day, we had a third party who was on the Bristol crew and quit, try to attempt to broker a deal to end this, and like I was told, he told me, she wants you to send a written agreement to sign. So I sent it over and it was never signed. But they took the shit down, so I thought we were good, but I guess not. So this escalated. This person is choosing to escalate this nonstop. And the other thing that's pissing me off about this, and why the North Attleboro police aren't doing shit, is a fucking disgrace, is that, like, are they not offended that their time is being wasted? That, like, they're being used as a weapon, as, like, a toy in a game by somebody here, and don't they want to figure out who that person is? You know, because, like,
I think they just don't have the mental fortitude to deal with it at the moment, with everything else that goes on in North Attleboro, to be very, you know, honest with you.
I think they just need to hand it off to a millennial cop. Somebody that knows the fucking internet. Like, Holden got it.
They absolutely should. They need somebody fresh, a fresh set of eyes on it, and that's the problem. But usually those fresh people are out on the beat and dealing with the fucking, you know, the druggies in the bathroom at Dunkin' Donuts, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks, and it's unfortunately another failure of the system, and that's what I was saying between the cops and Holden, who don't really see much of that in-your-face crime.
You'd be surprised. Like, Holden and North Attleboro are very close in size. So North Attleboro's population, like 25,000, I think. Holden's about 20. So like, they're similar towns. And maybe they're closer to Providence, but we're closer to Worcester. So, you know, you get what you get. And the big thing here is just, like, the inability for the sergeant to want to learn. Like, it's one thing to not understand how the internet works. If you're unwilling to learn and understand it, then you're unwilling to do your job. And to me, simply throwing your hands up in the air and saying, I'm a boomer, I don't get this whole internet thing, that should be unacceptable in this day and age. Like when I was a teacher, there was a lot of older teachers like that who were like really hesitant to like, oh, we're doing online projects now. I don't get this whole internet thing. I like rows and number 2 pencils and shit. And it's like, and that was unacceptable. It's like, well, too bad. You're gonna have to learn. And that should be the same thing with the police. It's like, because he specifically told me, he said, it's not my job to police the internet. I'm like, actually, it is. It is your job. It is. Yeah, like that's
crimes occur on the internet, and that is your job.
Yeah, and
so there should be mandatory training, and it's a failure of the system yet again because I'm sure he, is kind of, I don't know, he's hit like a ceiling and can't really do much himself. It has to come from up above. You know what I mean?
It's kind of crazy too how like. It's like it all the roll of the dice on who answers the phone. Like if I had gotten a different cop, I'm not trying to blast the whole North Attleboro Police Department. I'm sure they do fine work.
No.
Even I was joking about the Hernandez thing. Let's be clear about that. If I had gotten a different cop, this might have gone completely differently. It's just complete luck, the kind of cop that you get.
It's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely, and that's a problem too. But I mean, it's also just of our failures as humans too. And not only that, it could also depend on the day.
Yeah, no, it absolutely could. And by the way, so this is what he admits. It's like talking to a brick wall with this guy. He interviews her. She says, he goes, "Are you H. Paul?" He's like, "Yeah, that's an account I use." Okay, we got that. That's down. And now we know that H. Paul was in the account. And then he says to me, "Well, how do we know that was her?" Because she told you it was her. She literally told you. He goes, "Well, what if it was someone else?" I'm like, "Well, did you ask her if anybody else had access to the account?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, don't you think that you should? Like, wouldn't that be fucking relevant? Like, who else had access?" And he's like, "What? But what you're telling me is that lots of people had access to your Facebook account." I'm like, "No. They had access to the Turtleboy sports page, but explaining the difference between an admin page and an account that has access to an admin page was like speaking Chinese to this guy. Like he just didn't get it.
Exactly.
Like it was just so freaking frustrating. I wanted to say,
you need to create a fucking PowerPoint.
Yeah, like I wanted.
I'll help you with that later. We'll work on a PowerPoint.
Right, and I thought I laid it out pretty easily with this thing. He's like, "Well, we don't know. We have to get a forensic analyst." I'm like, "No, you don't. Luckily, Facebook has analyzed it for us. They literally told us who was on at what time."
Exactly. Your job is to write up the subpoena for Facebook and get the exact information. That's it. That's your job. You see it here. You have enough for a subpoena. Get it.
Get it. Exactly. Apply for it. It's really not like learn. Just learn. Figure it out. And by the way, fuck Sound Guy too. His bitch ass. I liked Sound Guy for a while, and I had nothing against him. Like he was actually a really nice guy. He was a turtle rider for a long time, but he gave his exit speech and he said, I'm done with this. I'm not doing it anymore." Well, good for you. Okay. But guess what? He's still making videos. And then he comes on the page yesterday and he doxes himself and complains about me doxing him. Okay. First of all, I did say his name in the blog, Mike Hilaria. That's fine. And I'm sorry, if you want to hang around with these people who are trying to send me to fucking jail, I am not going to fucking cry about you when I say your fucking name. Okay? Shut the fuck up, bitch ass.
I just want to say, if he's listening right now.
Yeah.
Sound Guy. You are so irrelevant in the grand scheme of things that I didn't even know that you existed. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care that your name is Mike. That is of no significant importance whatsoever.
Yeah.
You were literally so insignificant. You gave yourself significance. In fact, I think he was probably pissed that more people didn't know of his existence. You know what I mean?
I think there was a little bit of that too.
The ego with all of them.
Yes, it went to their heads.
So out of control.
It really was.
Like, I'm not going to do videos anymore, but here's me on a fucking video. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, he puts this out there, and he comes on our page and starts writing this. And I'm like, first of all, I messaged this guy. I got the texts. I messaged him on Wednesday about this. I'm like, dude, I got this thing. You got to see this video, man. You're gonna be very surprised when you see this, because I've shown this to former Discord people who like literally hated me, and I showed them. And I had one girl this week like literally tell me like, I'm embarrassed. I'm so fucking sorry. And that's the general, and I forgive them because I was fooled too.
There's going to be so much more of that.
Oh, believe me. But the Discord dopes, they won't care. They'll just be, they're morons, obviously. We saw what they did tonight. They literally wrote in their Discord thing. Some people contacted me. And by the way, I'm in the Discord, guys. I love how they're like, who's sending them screenshots? Bitch, I've been in there the whole time. You're so fucking stupid. If you think that anything you write on the internet is private, you're a fucking idiot and you shouldn't be on the internet. Go home, boomer. Like, that's the number one rule of the internet. If you don't understand that everything you put on there can be seen by anyone, regardless of your fucking privacy restrictions, you're a fucking idiot. Step away from the internet. You do not belong here. Okay, boomer? Go home. So, anyway, they post on there in the Discord that this blogger who shall not be named was arrested tonight. This is like 20 minutes after they spoke on the Discord. And they're like, oh, I'm calling Attleboro police to confirm. I'm pretty sure she got arrested. People are telling me they're arrested, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's talking, oh my God, we got to find out how much bail is, blah, 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 blah. And so some people call Attleboro and North Attleboro police, both of them, and they confirm, we got nobody. We got nobody. And so they literally just lied to see how long the lie would get back to me, because we're in fucking junior high now, apparently. And we are they're once again treating the police like a fucking toy in their games. I mean, this is like, and you're telling me the head honcho wasn't involved in this? Because, by the way, she who shall not be named could have just come on the Discord and been like, guys, I'm not in jail. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I wonder why that is. So it's
very obvious that it came from the top.
Yes.
She is manipulating these poor people because they are compassionate. And I guarantee a lot of them are women who have had poor relationships with men.
Absolutely.
And thus they will flock to her.
Yes.
And believe everything that she's dishing out based solely on the fact that she has a fucking vagina and fired some fruit of the womb out of her fucking cannon.
Not only,
that is it.
We got more on that too. But
exactly.
I think it's like the blog in September about the battered woman thing. That was one of the most, and I liked that blog. I don't anymore, but that was the one that really started swaying people. Now, did it sound fake at the time when you read it?
Absolutely.
So you see through shit. I don't. I didn't see it. I didn't see it coming. I call it. This is the Trojan ratchet I let in. It's my fault. The people trusted her because they trust me, and I told them to trust her. So that's on me. And I understand why people would have fallen for this. But now, once you've seen this tape and you've seen about H. Paul and you're still doing it, you're not just in denial. You're a cult member, and you're kind of a piece of shit too, because you're like supporting somebody who's trying to send me to jail for something I didn't do.
Exactly. They drank the Kool-Aid 1,000%. And like I said, I think it's based solely on the fact that she is a woman. She's the strong survivor, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
And they are too naive to see that they've been, manipulated.
Yeah.
And that is what she's great at. She is very manipulative and very convincing, and she tells a great tale. But that's all it is a tale.
That's a good
point. And I say this as a woman who has lived something very similar to her, or what she says she's lived, minus not taking responsibility for my actions and, keeping my children.
We'll get to that.
Clear.
We're not going to go there yet.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far ahead, but at the same time, my life is very parallel to a lot of what she's dealt with, and I know how the system works. So I knew when I read that a lot of it was fluff piece, exaggerated and all this stuff, and that she was not telling the full truth.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So,
and I feel bad for these people that are in Discord, because ultimately they're being taken advantage of, and that's not cool.
Yeah, but
and
they know it. They know it at this point. Now they know the truth, and they're just willfully ignoring it, and they're contributing to mental illness. So I don't think these are good people. I don't think Sound Guy is a good person, because I know Sound Guy. He's not a fucking moron.
Some of these people aren't mentally ill themselves, like the cat lady there.
Yeah, she might be ill, but South Shore Justin, he's out. He left. He's convinced. He's done. He told me today he's done.
Good for him.
So he's out. The other guy, Eddie Ellison, he's out. So some of them have left. But like, if you're still participating in this, you're not a good person. So I went and tried to get my own harassment order in Leominster District Court, and we have a really good judge in Leominster, Noonan, very fair guy, and he did not grant the order. Now I actually agree with him not to grant the I don't believe in the temporary orders anyway, because he goes, I don't do that unless the other party's here. So he set up a hearing for me to have it was going to be me and her Wednesday of this week, and then what they're going to do now is they're rolling them both into. So we're getting a 2-for-1 hearing on Tuesday. First, they're going to be her order for the hearing, and then we're going to have my order for the hearing. So that's going to be weird. Now, some Turtle Riders have asked about coming to this. First of all, I don't even know if they're open to the public. Second of all, this is a very serious situation, guys. So this is not a circus. So I'd prefer not a crowd, to be perfectly honest with you. I have 2 Turtle Riders who said they'd like to come, and I would like to keep it to those 2, please. Okay, 2 people I trust, Diane and Randy. That's it. So if other people, I just don't want to turn this into a circus, because this is a very serious situation. And I don't want to make it seem like we're not taking it seriously, because we are. So, I want to be clear about that.
Yeah.
So,
I think, I'm not sure how harassment prevention orders work. I know in domestic violence, like restraining order situations, that they are not open to the public. They're a closed door, and you are in there alone.
Yeah, probably. I'm assuming. Although, you know what?
Not only,
like when Hadassah...
If a huge contingent shows up, she can always say that she's, in fear for her life, and it just, it's a circle jerk. It goes back to the beginning. She's being harassed by all these people, your legion of followers and all this shit. So it's just best not to do it.
Exactly.
Just you, couple of people, that's it.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time for a little freestyle, guys. What do you say?
Hell yeah.
No one ever says no to a freestyle. All right.
Nope.
Pull it up here. And... okay, here we go. Got some nappy roots here. Southern Fry Boy, looking for attention. What he really needs is pregnancy prevention. Messaging women, threatening suicide. This fat fuck drank a gallon full of Tide. I see his face and all I think about is Make-A-Wish. Only thing he's been inside is a catfish. Playing it off like he's just talking smack. Dude's 1 cheese stick away from a heart attack. Disrespecting women and acting like a cock. Fuck can we expect from a dude named Brock? Taunting rat chicks on Facebook looking for handouts, looking for a gutter muck, and people start to have doubts. Says that they don't qualify for government assistance. People getting skeptical, met with resistance. Why the fuck you always want free groceries? Probably be cheaper to tie your ovaries. Wanna make some cash? Do a little porno. Groceries delivered? Bitch, get the giorno. Don't blame me, cause I ain't no snob. Telling your lazy boyfriend to get a fucking job. Dude in Stoughton assaults the police. Seen him in Chick-fil-A, buddy just eats the grease. Goes to a party, acts like a wild creature. Naturally gets hired as a public school teacher. I know schools are hurting and they gotta get frugal, but it don't cost shit for them to use Google. All these haters in the comments saying I should eat crow didn't have shit to say about Jindu, so coming on our page and it's racism he screams. Bitch, do some teaching instead of posting memes. Turtle Boy Facebook page talking mad shit. Smelled right away like the queen of counterfeit. Thought she pulled it off, then run for the streets. Bitch forgot that Zuckerberg keeps receipts. Seen someone on the page named H. Paul. Smell that bitch, cause she reeks of fireball. Whoever did this had to be smarmy. All signs pointing to Aiden Blarney. Tried to play checkers, but you came to a chessboard. You lost all your fans, but at least you got Discord. If I didn't mention this, then it would be remiss. But when you come at the king, you best not miss. I had one stumble there, but I think I rebounded. I'd like to think.
You did.
As long as there's fire emojis. I'm good.
Oh, there's plenty of fire emojis. There's even like little explosion emojis, which are, very
explosion
apropos.
Ooh, I like those. A little wet there. Huh? Moisture. All right. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Why don't we end the show, guys, with a little Q&A. If you guys have any questions you want to fire at us, now's the time. I think somebody asked before about the IP addresses. No, I cannot track. First of all, the HPAL account's been deleted, so there's no trace of it anymore. So you'd have to get like a subpoena from Facebook and shit.
That's not suspicious.
Right, totally not. It just happened to disappear right at the same time. Well, this person admits that they're HPAL too. That's the funniest part about this. It's like, yeah, I did it. I was there at that time. It's like, why? You weren't working for them, so why? But that question was never asked. Anyway, hope you guys like that. Yeah, again, a lot of bomb still with the emojis. Holy shit!
You got lots of bombs, explosion emojis, even champagne. Damn, we popping bottles.
Wow.
All right,
getting ghetto up in here. What's up with Lorena? She's just crazy. A lot of people have sent me that page that she created. I'm not even giving Lorena attention. She's just a fucking lunatic with a fucking Wi-Fi connection. That's all she is. She's not getting any attention from me. Fuck her.
What I found funny though, speaking of Lorena, I find a lot of parallels and a lot of pages being taken out of the Lorena book.
Yes.
I don't know.
There are a lot of Lorena things here. Sometimes, like I said, the Trojan ratchet. That's all I'm gonna say. Are you ever afraid of the crazy people threatening you and your family? Not so much the threatening. Like, I'm much more scared of she who shall not be named because of everything that's happened than I've ever been of any ratchet ever. Like, let's put it that way. I'm not scared of anybody physically hurting me, but I am afraid of a psychopath and a manipulator using the police as a weapon to take me away from my kids. That I'm somewhat scared of. I'm not going to lie. People want to say, North Shore, are you single and ready to mingle? I'm ready to put a ring on it.
Oh, boy, yes. That seems to be the theme tonight. Everybody's, like, throwing rings at me. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
I think it's your voice. You do have a very sexy voice. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
It is. So, let's see. What else we got here? Landon Part 7. Yeah, I never got to that. We kind of, like, moved, Maybe I'll get to that.
He lost.
Yeah, I mean, Landon's done.
It wasn't interesting after a while.
We buried him. Like, he's done. So, fuck Landon. Did you ever get hooked up with the ratchet backstabber? How did you ever? Oh, so I recruited her. Like, I recruited North Shore the same way and Merrimack the same way. If I see a commenter that's funny consistently in the comments that makes me laugh, like that's usually the test. If you can make me laugh and you can entertain me with your commentary, I'm gonna try to recruit you for a blog. I'm gonna see what I can do there. And this person is not a bad writer. Had some good points, and I invited them in, and I did zero background search. I just assumed because they presented themselves so well, and shame on me. Like, I did not, North Shore, I didn't know background search on you either. You just happened to not be a gutter muppet.
Exactly, and I just want to point out, though, that she kind of planted the seed and manipulated you into this.
You think so?
Because she had contacted you before, right?
Maybe. I don't remember. She had a beef with Brett.
You blogged about her.
Like, yes, and I didn't know that. I was on vacation that week. Brett fucking warned me about this a long time ago.
She manipulated and twisted the situation to benefit her. She was already in your mind.
Yeah.
Like going back and analyzing this whole situation, I'm going to get really fucking nerdy real quick.
Yeah, let's hear it.
She did this on purpose. She planted the seed, called Brett, made herself a thing. You blogged about her. She went back to being inconsequential for a little bit, but she couldn't help herself. She showed up in the comments, and she knew that as soon as she started getting the likes from you, and after hearing that, it was no secret that you recruited from the comments.
Absolutely.
We discussed that many times.
That's true.
So she studied you.
She
knew how to get what she wanted from you, and she wanted to make it look organic.
Damn it.
This is just my theory.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
But I'm pretty sure that it's...
I mean, I feel like I was being set up the whole time.
You were set up from the fucking jump.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's disgusting. And
I'll tell you
I'm
one thing.
so sorry. But I think it speaks to you and your character, honestly.
Thank you.
Not, you're a good guy, and you're genuinely, like, you want to help people out. And, she's this fucking, mom. She got a litter of kids,
And
she has kids because
her story
she told you.
Her story worked with me too. I'm like, this is a reformed Ratchet. It's like she's been like, I got a little Ratchet past. I didn't look into it all. I'm like, she presented herself well. I've met her family before, not the boyfriend that's called the husband. I haven't met that one yet. But I've met like at events. The children were there, and it seemed like this was a family that had it all together. And I even said in the live show that this person's a good mother. I did no investigation into that prior to that. That was wrong.
Yep.
And I should have. Shame on me. I've learned a lot from this. Everyone's signing NDAs from now on. That will never happen again.
Yep.
It's going to be like Bloomberg around here. Nobody's saying shit. So, yeah. I mean, the whole thing was, and Brett from the beginning was like the profiteer of this all. Like, he knew this was coming. Because before leeching on, me bringing this person on, they had started like a separate Turtle Boy kind of group thing in which they obsessed and like went after some random Ratchet named Montana or Dakota or something and just obsessed on him. And Brett hated it. He would always say to me, I fucking don't like what they're doing. These people they're doing some fucking shit. I don't like it. They're fucking trying to be like Turtle Boy. Fuck these cocksuckers. And I'm like, dude, it's not a big deal. Who cares? Like, they're just getting into it a little much. Whatever. But he was right.
They're cock washers, as Brett would say.
Yeah, exactly. He was right. It's like literally, he saw it coming. So I didn't see it coming. It is what it is, but lesson learned. Any other questions you guys got before we call it a night? I'm not answering any questions about the kids or anything until after the hearing. We're not getting into that. Let's see. And the same with Brett. We'll talk about this all with him at another day. Yeah, remember that Brett and Mance show that was like 3 hours long of them talking about heavy metal? That was it.
Oh, God.
That's what happens when I step away from the wheel. Yeah. Update on Kylie. I got a bunch of texts from Napa chicks tonight. I swear to God. That apparently, I'm reading one text right now that says she has started a store called CoyoteCrew.com with a K. Coyote, KREW.com. And she has started a clothing line, somebody said. And I'll check that out afterwards. Oh, there it is. Coyote. Oh my fucking God. Jesus Christ. You got to see this picture. Yeah, let me see if I can. Oh, where's the fucking light? Let's see. I got to do a good angle here. Let's see. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it right now. Go to CoyoteCrew.com and you'll see it. Apparently, she's selling merchandise, and I'm going to delve into this later. I don't have time to look into it right now, but I'm sure it's going to be wild. So that's what Kylie's up to. Hopefully, she'll be arrested soon, but I thought she would be a while ago. We'll see.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I just pulled it up.
No.
What is this, Supreme?
What is it, what?
Have you seen Supreme stuff? All the fucking,
No.
gutter muppets that got a little bit of money. They buy the Supreme shit, or they'll buy like a Supreme sticker for $100, and all of a sudden they're fucking balling.
Yeah. I have seen those.
So, yeah, so that is what the logo is. It's a play off of Supreme. She couldn't even be fucking, like, creative.
Sounds familiar. There's a lot of crossover between Kylie and She Who Shall Not Be Named regarding, DZF.
Well, that's because like Queen Ratchets absorb other Ratchets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she's absorbing like a little bit from Lorena, a little bit from Amanda, a little bit from Kylie, like all of these. She's taken on little pieces of their personality. Pretty soon she's gonna explode like fucking Veruca Salt.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions you guys have? Can we call Dylan Costello? He's in jail. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Dylan Costello for a while. Complete shitbag. One of the most infamous shitbags in the South Shore. Driving around almost killing some other crotch fruit this week. World's a safer place with him in jail. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Any other questions? Let's see. Before we call it a night, guys.
I mean, everybody's kind of like harping on the one person. Guys, we talked about more shit than that. Come on, there's more.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm your new favorite. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, oh, jeez. Let's see. Coyote Crew. So it's KYOTE KYOTEKREW.com. All right, guys. So it looks like that's about it. We will I guess we'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right, thanks for joining us tonight, Turtle Riders. Support our sponsors. We love you all. Without you, none of this is possible. We're going to get that store up and running again. There's still some shit in the store you can buy, but I'm going to reload the store. We're going to rebound. Everything's going to be great. Make Turtle Boy great again. All right, peace, Turtle Riders.
Good night, guys.